Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, where you can sign up for the Shannons Club, and Penrite Oil, offering technical assistance 7 days a week.
Hello and welcome to another amazing episode of Classic Restos. Of course, not possible without the continued support from Shannons Insurance and Penrite Oil. Here we are at such a pinnacle event such as the Queenscliff Rod Run for 2015. And when it comes time for insurance companies, who's the one behind me? Of course, it's Shannons. Why not pick up the phone and give Shannons a call for a quote on 134646, and you can bundle all of your insurance together. If you've got a classic bike, classic car, classic truck, home and contents, put it all together with Shannons. You can also sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. See more when you visit Shannons online at shannons.com.au. And of course, when it comes time for the finest in oils, coolants and fuel additives, you cannot go past Penrite. They've stood the test of time, which is quite a remarkable achievement here in Australia. Been established since 1926, Australian made, Australian owned, and the Penrite Technical Assistance Team is there to help us 7 days a week. If you're not too sure about the type of oil you should be using in your engine, you may have a coolant inquiry. Find out more at penriteoil.com.au. Oil right, use Penrite, simply a better class of oil. And on today's show, it's a return once again to the Queenscliff Rod Run here in Victoria for 2015. The Queenscliff Rod Run is an annual event where the Geelong Street Rodders and classic car owners from all over Australia gather for a few days and head to the beautiful Victorian township of Queenscliff on the Bellarine Peninsula for a chrome-plated horsepower weekend. The Queenscliff Rod Run has been running since 2004 and is held amongst the pine trees on Princess Park. You can enjoy 3 big days here, starting with a sausage sizzle and get together on the Friday night, a cruise on the Saturday night, then the sensational show and shine on the Sunday will have your eyes bulging as though they are on springs. This show and shine is a must for any car enthusiast, where a full variation of vehicles are showcased each and every year. There are some of the most beautiful hot rods with amazing modifications and paintwork, plus a number of stunning classic cars in better than showroom condition. The event draws thousands of visitors, and Princess Park has a great atmosphere with barbecues and other food vendors, some trade stands and entertainment. Many just kick back and enjoy the day with a picnic overlooking the vista of shiny automobiles or catch up with old friends from previous events. Now, a lot of us may be familiar with our tin tops and our street sedans, but you may be wondering, where did the history of the hot rod actually start? Hot rods are typically old, classic American cars with large engines modified for straight-line speed. The origin of the term hot rod is actually unclear. Roadsters were the cars of choice because they were light, they were easy to modify, and could be bought for a low price. The term became commonplace in the 30s and 1940s as the name of a car that had been souped up by modifying the engine in various ways to achieve higher performance. Hot rods appeared in the late 1930s in Southern California, where people would race their modified cars on the vast, empty, dry lake beds. This happened northeast of Los Angeles under the rules of the Southern California Timing Association, or known as the SCTA. The activity increased in popularity after World War II, particularly in California, because many returning soldiers had been given technical training in the service. The first hot rods were mostly often Fords, typically Model Ts, 1928 through to 1931, Model As, or the 1932 to 1934 Model Bs. Racers would rip stuff off the cars to reduce weight. Typical modifications were the removal of the convertible tops, hoods, bumpers, windshields and/or the fenders, and to make it a little bit more go faster, engine mods by tuning and/or adding a carb or 3 seemed to do the trick. Even if it didn't go that much better, it looked good, and that's what a hot rod is all about. Speedster was also a common name for a modified car. Hot rod, sometimes a term used in the 1950s as a derogatory term for any car that did not fit into the mainstream. Hot rodders' modifications were considered to improve the appearance as well, leading to show cars in the 1960s that replicated these same modifications along with a distinctive paint job. There is no limit to your imagination when it comes time to designing your hot rod. It's an extension of your own persona. In fact, every hot rod is unique, and that is what I believe sets them apart from every other type of vehicle. Queenscliff Rod Run 2015. Last year we fried, this year we're freezing. Hey, check this out, hey? The Geelong Street Rodders. Give Fletchy the jacket for the day. Thank you, Ray.
No problem at all, Fletch. No, welcome to Queenscliff. It's been a bit of a challenge for us today with some wet weather at the start, but it's clearing up now. It should be a good day.
As we've said in the past, it takes more than a bit of rain to keep the diehards away, mate.
You're a tough breed, us hot rodders. I'm in the roadster today, no roof on. We'll enjoy the weather. It's fine.
You happy with this year's event, Ray?
Our turnout this year, we've got nearly 600 entries. This is the biggest we've ever put on. Easily 100 entries more than last year. Yeah. It's just booming. It's great.
Isn't that unbelievable? It's just so nice to know the fraternity and the whole hot rod scene, well, certainly isn't shrinking.
No. And they're supporting us. It's good to see the entrants turn up in numbers. Last night's cruise was fantastic.
Tell us, Ray, through your eyes, what does the hot rod mean to you?
Oh, it's an alternative lifestyle a bit. It's a bit edgy, but it's still a good fun. It's a social event, a family event. It involves the kids, the oldies and the youngies. It's a good mix of people.
Mate, you guys, the Geelong Street Rodders, you're established in 1973. That's amazing.
Yeah, we've been going for a few years now. I joined in the mid-80s, 88, and the time just flies when you're having fun.
It's nice to see somebody had foresight way back in 73 to start the club.
Yes, indeed. There's a core group of guys that went up to Naranda at the first Naranda Nationals, and then they decided to form a hot rod club down here in Geelong, and since then, still got a few of those founding members, and it's a growing club, 90-odd members.
That's amazing. Now, you're watching the show at the moment, probably at home in your nice warm lounge room. Anyway, if you want to find out more about the club, what's the website, Ray?
We're www.geelongstreetrodders.com. You can look us up and drop us a note.
Good on you, mate. Well done, Ray. Hats off again to a fantastic event, mate. It's a pleasure being here.
No, again, thanks for promoting it. It's good to get more people along, and we just love it.
Good on you, Ray. Thanks, mate.
Fletch. Thanks, mate. See ya.
Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance. Why not pick up the phone and give Shannons a call for a quote on 134646. And also, an exclusive opportunity awaits you to sign up and become a member of the Shannons Club. The Penrite Technical Assistance Team is there to help us 7 days a week. Can't go wrong with Penrite. Australian-made, Australian-owned, been established since 1926. Check them out at penriteoil.com.au. You're watching the Queenscliff Rod Run for 2015 and you're seeing it first on Classic Restos. Back with more after this. Welcome back. One special feature of the Queenscliff Rod Run for 2015 is the closing of the streets for the Saturday night cruise. Here's just a sample of some of the action and excitement that was taken last night. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Fletch. How are you?
I'm great. Yourself?
Good, thanks.
That's good. Tell me, what does the hot rod scene mean to you?
Well, to me, it means family time. We've got 2 kids, so a 6 and a 9-year-old, and we all get to spend time together. We all enjoy it, and it's lovely.
How cool are you? You've got the 1939 Ford here. Do you know what size V8 it's running?
239 flathead.
Yeah. Very good. And it's got the single carburettor there. And when you first look at it, it might appear as a Stromberg, but you see Ford USA stamped on the side. Mm-hmm. How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
How long have you had it, Lisa?
I reckon about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah?
Yep.
And how long has it been on the road?
Well, it came last year, won top 8.
Yep.
Before that, it's been a big paint job and get the motor ready and all the general stuff.
How does it drive as a car?
Pretty good. We just done a few laps around the cruise site and very nice.
Now, Lisa, can you tell us what is original on the car?
Well, apart from the panels and all that sort of stuff, the grille, that's original. We had that re-chromed. Very shiny, very nice and neat and original.
Looks sensational, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
And just the Ford emblem and the V8 insignia on top, just absolutely divine.
It sure is.
When it came time for paint, did you have some input there?
Yeah, we like the dark ruby red, which is the colour it is now. We just thought the chrome and the cream and all that sort of stuff stood out with it.
Lisa, tell me your thoughts on Queenscliff for 2015 so far tonight.
Best one there is.
She had to say that. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better every year, doesn't it?
It does. Every year. The kids love it. Family orientated. It's just the best there is, I reckon.
Good on you, Lisa. Well, thanks for sharing some time with us on this week's episode of Classic Restos. Doesn't get much better than this when it comes to hot rods.
No worries. Thanks, Fletch.
Moving through the cruise night here at Queenscliff. If you love your hot rods, doesn't get much better than this. How are you, Mark?
Good. Fletch, yourself?
Good, mate, good. Got a beautiful 34 here at Plymouth. Mate, I tell you what, this really takes some attention. Are you a tight bloke? You don't want to spend the money? Where's the paint?
No, it's all in the engine, mate.
We'll talk about the Hemi in a sec. But Mark, I love the brush metal finish here with a coat of clear over it. It's becoming quite popular now. We're starting to see a bit of this. I love the look.
Yeah, it wasn't really intentional. It was more as a shakedown. Put it in clear, drive it around, all the rattles, whatever you need to do, weld things.
Mark, in terms of effort and time to do the build, how much work really went into this car?
Oh, thousands of hours. Most of the body was handmade and rebuilt. 4 years in the build. It really took a lot of time, a lot of effort. A lot of good guys helping me out, a lot of mates.
Mate, we look around the car, as I said earlier, I'm very taken by this brush metal look. I mean, I think it's file finish, coat of clear, it just looks awesome. Even around the headlights as well, we see this look that is just outstanding. Inside the car, we've got a beautiful leather seat going on there. Mate, what's it like to drive?
Yeah, actually really comfortable to drive. It's surprisingly, especially with the suspension we got with the independent front end, and they did come out with an independent front end in them.
Time for the big bad Hemi up front. Give us a rundown on that.
All right, it's a fuel injected 392, so it was an old Enderley injection converted to full EFI. Rebuilt it, and now it's running pretty good.
What sort of rear gears are you running out back? What's the ratio?
We're running 355s in a 9-inch, 31 spline billet. With a true track centre in it.
I was about to say, like with 3.5s in that fifth gear, mate, it'd be revving nice and low on the freeway.
Way too low, probably about 1100 RPM.
That's all right, Mark. At the end of the day, mate, on the freeway, you can always keep it in third, can't you?
That's exactly right. That's all it takes.
Good on you, buddy. Thank you.
Right, thanks, Fletch.
Moving through the Department of Difference, you'll see everything here at Queenscliff, the Rod Run for 2015. Beside me is a 1957 BMW Isetta. This is a 300cc engine, around about 7 horsepower, give or take around about 7 horsepower. The vehicle's locked at the moment, and I can see why. And then again, if somebody went to steal it, you could possibly run after it and pull them over and get the vehicle back. You could throw a bug net over it. It's a very small thing. 2 people can sit in front, and the way you access the vehicle is via the front, almost as though you need a can opener to get into the thing. These cars are available in 3 and 4 wheel variations back in 1957, and I'm sure you'll agree the queues were long with people lining up to buy these little babies. 1957 Isetta, and yes, my friends, it is a BMW. Moving through as we do here, Queenscliff 2015, we have Sandra. How are you, Sandra?
Good, thanks, Fletch. How are you?
Good, thank you. Hot rod girl, bit of girl power here. Tell us about your rod.
I have a 1932 Ford. It's got a 289 Windsor with a 671 supercharger on it.
How does that go without sounding a lame question?
It's a popular question. It goes very, very well. We basically have it set up for the street so that it's okay in the wet and things like that, because obviously you don't want it to be skidding off the road in the wet. But so it's set up for street and basically I do a little bit of racing in it, so it goes well.
Now, tell us, I'm often wonder about how these things handle. I mean, I know the hot rods are set up for straight line speed.
Yep.
That's pretty well it, right?
It's not going to hold onto the road like a WRX, let's put it that way, but my car is palm steer. It drives like a new car. Honestly, a lot of people are very, very surprised when they get in and actually do take it for a drive. They're like, wow, this actually it's a really nice car. I used to drive it to Coffs Harbour every year, and it's unbelievable on the road.
The thing is though, Sandra, when we look at the power to weight ratio, I mean, we've got all this horsepower up front, and really all you're moving along is a set of rails. I mean, the thing must be just incredible.
It is. It weighs just over 1,000 kilos. So because I've had it on the weighbridge. It does go, and you have to respect the power.
Good on you, Sandra. Well, thanks for turning up here today. I mean, you know, without people like yourself, well, there is no event. And I've got to say this, that Greg Morris and his team, another sensational year here at Queenscliff.
Absolutely. Queenscliff is definitely worth coming to. The Geelong Street Rodders are awesome.
Yeah.
Great bunch.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
If you love your American iron, it all awaits you on a Fletch tour. Have a look at this. You deserve a Fletch tour. See the amazing Ford, GM and Chrysler Nationals at Carlisle events, along with museums and private collections in beautiful Pennsylvania, USA. Then it's the Motown city of Detroit and its region, taking in more die-hard stuff with incredible history. Rounding off with the Woodward Dream Cruise, the largest moving car cruise in the world.
It just makes it so much easier on yourself when Fletch picks you up, drives you around.
Laughs, lots of laughs.
More than what I expected.
I'm definitely coming back again.
Go to classicrestos.com.au and click on the Fletch Tours icon for more information. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Back with more after this. Next victim on today's show is Mario. How you doing, Mario?
Not too bad, Fletch. Yourself?
Good, mate, good. This is stunning. I love this from the front to the back. Give us the rundown.
It's a 32 3-window. It's a Juice Customs body, SoCal chassis. It's got a 350 Chev, turbo 700 9-inch. Just something I've built at home in the garage.
You did it yourself, Mario?
Yes. Yeah. Everything, panel beating, painting, the whole lot.
You're a clever bloke, aren't you?
Try to be.
Mate, you've certainly excelled yourself. You know what I've noticed here today and what I really love? I think it's a very cool look. Huge brake drums on the front wheels, but they're in fact hiding disc brakes.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, they're just they're SoCal disc brakes, Woodward brakes in there, and they're just the SoCal covers. So yes.
Now, if you're watching this show and you're not too sure what SoCal stands for, what is it, Mario?
Just a hot rod shop in America. Yeah.
Southern California.
That's it.
It's where all the good stuff comes from. This is just awesome stuff here. Now, you started with the rails, the cab, you've done everything yourself. I'm just amazed at your attention to detail. The beam up front there, the inset paintwork, everywhere you look on this car, it's just 10 out of 10, mate. Concourse every step of the way.
Yeah, I try. As I build it, I just build it into what I think. And
listen how modesty is there.
It's just the way it is. It's just how it comes out. And I'm pretty finicky about the way I do things. And because you do it yourself, you do it the way you want to do it. And I'm quite happy.
Mate, that 350 up front with the 3 Strommies across the top, that to me, that's beautiful across the top there. Now, how does that work? Is it progressive or do they all come on at once?
The middle one comes on probably about 10%, and then the others kick in straight away. So, they're virtually all running all the time. So
nice smooth power there, Mario. No flat spots.
No, pretty good actually so far. I'm still teething because the car's fairly new, but no, everything seems to be right. So no flat spots. So it's good.
Mate, that's gorgeous. We look inside now. Look at this red interior. Boy, doesn't this film up a treat? It's absolutely beautiful. Smells nice. Smells like leather.
No, not leather, just vinyl. So
Gee, Mario, well, you should have ran with the leather, mate.
No, all honesty, all good. So no.
Mate, piping around the seats there, highlight. We'll look at the gauges in the dash there. Beautiful. Just the way the whole thing is presented, outstanding.
Yeah, no, it's just something, like I said, it's something that I wanted, and that's the look I wanted, and just gone all the way with it. So yes.
As we know with hot rods, take off the hoods or the bonnets, take off the fenders, the guards, strip them down, reduce the weight. What you've got here, mate, these little mud guards over the tyres, mate, they're almost like a G-string, aren't they? I mean, they wouldn't be holding back much.
No, not at all. I've made them as thin as I could. I'd rather not have them, but they're there.
Mario, every step of the way, love what you've done here. A lot of emphasis for the hot rods on today's show, obviously the Queenscliff Rod Run for 2015. Thank you very much, Mario.
No worries. Thanks again, Fletch.
Gotta love a car like this. It's a 1930 Ford. It's got no name after that. It's just a Ford from 1930. Now, the owner's tied up having lunch, can't do the interview, but he has told me this much, that he's lowered it and he has changed the tyres on the car. Now, the respect that I have for this 1930 vehicle is this is the type of car where hot rodding all began. This was the sort of car that someone would have gone to the dump, thrown $100 at it and took the thing racing. I'm sure you'll agree it's a pretty cool concept to see it here in the flesh at an event such as this. Moving along through today's episode, Queenscliff Rod Run for 2015. Richie now, how are you, Rich?
Very well, thanks, Fletch. Yourself?
Good, mate, good. 1932 Ford. Beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. 1932 Ford Roadster.
Okay. Now, someone's told me you've done the lot yourself.
Yeah, most of it myself. Like, I didn't paint it, I didn't trim it, but everything else was done at home in the shed.
Okay, give us some specs rundown.
Ford, big block, 429, sorry. Mooneyham blower, 871, Hillborn injection, like the hat on top, the shotgun hat. Autronics ECU, SM4 CDI unit. Heaps of one-off sort of stuff that we've done in the shed and everything, which is, it's all good.
So you haven't really done that much, have you, Reg?
No, not a lot. No. 8 years.
Look, I've got to ask this question again. The 429, monstrous torque up front, set of chassis rails, the thing under the throttle. I mean, what's the response like?
It's really good. I've got it set up now that full throttle inside the car is only about 16% of the actual whole thing. So, and it just does everything it needs to.
With this 32 Ford, in terms of the braking and the way it stops, give us a rundown there, Richie.
It brakes really, really well. When we had it fully engineered and everything like that, and the actual bloke was doing the brake test on it, nearly put him through the windscreen.
Richie, up top, twin butterflies, the induction. Geez, it looks tough.
Yeah, no, it's worked out well. It's we've machined, reduced them a hell of a lot. The 5 1/4 inch to start with is just way too much. Even now they're 91 mil or something, which is still too much. That's why we've reduced it back. But that works well. No, it's really good. Yeah.
Good on you, Richie, and part of the Geelong Street Rodders as well, mate. What an event you've done today, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much, Fletch. All the best, mate. Take care.
Bloody Fords, have a go at this. Steering rack's fallen out of this one. This event is so huge, it comprises a lot of stuff. Of course, we have our hot rods, we have our customs, and of course, we have our street cars as well. Marty, welcome.
Thanks very much, Fletch. Great to be on the show. Having a lovely weekend. I've been on the road for about 8 days. We went down to the Hot Rod Show exhibition buildings. That was awesome. Then we went from there to Melton, where I picked up my supercharger for my new car, but that's another story. Let's talk about what we're doing right now, hey Fletch? How's that sound, eh?
It's time for a Mopar on today's show, and boy, when I say it's a Mopar, it's a lot of car. A 1958 Belvedere, mate, just stunning. Lots of red, lots of white, beautiful interior. How long have you had it, and what's it like as a car?
I bought it in 93. It's been on the road 20 years, and we built it before the internet, back when things were hard.
Absolutely. I mean, you used to send a fax, and 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning you might hear another, the reply come in. You get out of bed and you go there and it might be something like, sorry, we can't help you.
No, it was Morse code.
It was Morse code?
Man, that's how long ago it was.
Man on a pedal box.
Yeah. But no, it's been a quite easy build. Everything was sort of prepared, put together, and this is what you get. And it's on the road 20 years and it still cuts it, doesn't it?
It's quite it's a hell of a car in terms of length. I mean, we must be just over the 6 metres here, Marty.
5.4 metres, Lech. Not quite 6.
Well, there you go. I was a little bit out.
Oh, the car. Yeah. Oh, no, the car. No, that's just on 6. That's just on 6. I reel it in from the back and I keep her up in here.
You reel it in.
There it is.
You reel it in from the back, all right. Now, let's have a look at the interior. Now, red and white, beautiful. Now, how much variance or away would it be from original in 58?
Well, it's 100% standard, apart from the chrome piping. And if you look in there, you'll see a V stitched into the seats. Yep. That's not quite standard. But apart from that, stock.
Powering up under the hood, what's going on there?
Well, the old Polly sort of died, so we have a Fireball 318 in there, and it hauls the mail.
Incredible, the old 318 in such a big, heavy car like this. Effortless performance for what they gave us. And driveline?
904 transmission and a Ford 9-inch diff.
904, that's amazing. As they used to put those behind slant 6s.
Yep, and a lot of the guys run the 727, but the 904, it works well, and column shifts easy. And
Awesome, Marty. What a car in all its opulence. It's beautiful, mate. Good on you, Marty.
Thanks, Fletch. Good to see you again, mate.
Thanks, mate. Well, there you go. Just some of the Queenscliff Rod Run for 2015. And we have to thank Greg Morrissey and his team, the Geelong Street Rodders, for putting on such an incredible event. In the meantime, classicrestos.com.au is the website that you need for the DVD box sets of the show, Classic Restos merchandise, contacting us and joining us on a Fletch tour, and of course the major sponsors as well. As I say at the end of every show, no matter where you're watching from, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching.
You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, where you can sign up for the Shannons Club, and Penrite Oil, offering technical assistance 7 days a week.